Ounce per ounce, pre-made baby food is actually 5 times more expensive than making your own. Let me give you some great tips on how to do it easily, cost effectively, and more healthy for baby, and definitely more healthy for Mama Earth. Welcome to Gen B TV, where we provide fresh thinking on light green living. Today is about making your own baby food. Now, it can literally cost 5 times more to get the pre-made kind than making your own. And with all the extra savings, you can now afford to go organic. It is definitely worth it, especially if you want to grow a beast like this one. Now, I know I don't eat organic all the time. It's nearly impossible. But you're in control, mostly, of what your baby eats. So at this point in their life, it's incredibly important. Here's why. The EPA has determined that infants up to age 2 are on average 10 times more vulnerable to carcinogenic chemicals than adults. Before the age of 2, babies have accumulated 50% of their lifetime cancer risk. Plus, commercially processed food contains fats, fillers, and a lot of things you don't need, like banana peels. So I'm going to show you how to make up a whole week's worth and store it in the freezer so it's going to be easier than running out to the store. Now, in terms of what to put in the baby food, absolutely incredibly simple, especially in the beginning when you don't need a lot of complex taste for your baby. Also, I'm going to save you mega money and tell you, skip the baby food cookbooks. Absolutely not necessary. There are a ton of recipes online, and in fact, we've listed all of our favorites over at genbtv.com. So in general, I like to use a lot of vegetables like peas, green beans, carrots, and squash. You can also mix in avocado for some healthy fat. Then, for a little bit of sweetness, use some fruits like apple. Cooked spinach and wheat germ are also good add-ins, and they include even more nutrients in your baby's diet. Here's another tip. Make sure to present your baby with food multiple times. In fact, it can take 10 to 15 times of letting them just taste it, sometimes play with it, before they decide they actually want to start eating it. Okay, I have a confession. I did fall for one of those fancy baby food makers that has the steamer and the blender all in one. Let me tell you, the first one I got actually didn't work. Too many moving parts. The second one I got, I used about once, maybe twice, until my husband walked in and was like, you know you can just use a steamer and a blender. I said, yeah. Here's all you need. Like one of these steamers, super easy. Put the lid on, steam the veggies and the fruit, and then you can put it in a blender. And voila, green stuff. Then what you're gonna do is find some BPA-free plastic containers or even aluminum ice cube trays that you can put into your freezer and store for whenever you need it. Just thaw it out and use for up to a month. Feeding your child on the go, or when they have to go to childcare and the childcare isn't necessarily the type that's willing to sit them in the high chair and feed them with a spoon. Having them in refillable pouches is definitely the way to go. We like these. They're reusable and free of all the nasty chems like BPA. Not to mention those pouches from the store with the squeezable baby food, they're not recyclable. Hello! Speaking of those pouches, can we just have a little word on them? They're not recyclable, and about 1 billion of them are stacking up in our landfills each year. Now, there's a caveat to them not being recyclable. There's this really cool company named TerraCycle, and they've partnered with Ella's, and you can put them in a box and then go to their website and print out a UPS label and send them back. However, when I tried doing this, they were in a box, and because I didn't use them frequently, the box sat there for a while, waiting to get enough to actually ship them, and we got fruit flies, which led to another eco tip that I can give you. You just put a little wine into a glass and pop holes into the saran wrap, and then let them crawl in, and oh, too bad, they can't find their way out. Now, as they get older, like 6 months and up, the baby becomes capable of having more of what you're eating. However, not a lot of teeth, if any. So they need one of these handy dandy things, which is like a food squisher. Or you can go oh so high tech with this food mill grinder. Also, besides their portability, a great thing about these little inventions is that they're low tech. So there's not a lot of parts to break, they're not very expensive, especially when compared to those expensive baby food makers. See, I told you you didn't need one. Okay, so hopefully that convinced you to make your own baby food because it's certainly less expensive, it's better for the environment, and it's definitely healthier for baby. But if you still think that you can't do it, then I definitely recommend getting the glass jars of baby foods because they are recyclable. And if you know anybody that also might be thinking about baby food, definitely send this episode to them because sharing is caring. And to make sure you don't miss an episode, sign up at genbtv.com. Until next time, rock on with your light green baby food making self. How about you eat some? Oh no! Oh no!